Fargo Moorhead's Playhouse in the Morning, 194.0 and ABK. Good morning. When it comes to friendship, generally speaking, do you feel like you're pretty honest with your friends, how you feel about stuff you got going on?
I think so. I think I'm pretty honest.
Do you think a good friend sugarcoats or just tells it how it is?
It depends. It's like you could do tough love sometimes, but you can't always be a jerk. I think it's any relationship you have. Sometimes you got to sugarcoat it just a little, but not where you're completely fooling the person.
We got Michelle and Am I the Jerk today, and there's no sugarcoating, at least not anymore.
Jerk, 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 jerk.
So, Michelle, as we get into this, need to describe the friendship, how long you've been friends, some of the feelings you had, what you did with them.
Oh, gosh. So this is a bit of a long story. I hope you listen because I'm in some trouble here. I have a really close friend, kind of a best friend. We've been friends for years, and I've never, ever been a fan of her boyfriend.
Okay.
And I've never said much because, I feel like you just don't. I feel like we're told to say something, but it always backfires. So I keep my mouth shut. I support my friend, and I just, smile and go along with it. But over time, things have started to feel bad. He's jealous. He doesn't really let her go out. And if she does go out, he weirdly has something to do in the area. So he stops by just to say hello. And if he doesn't come for whatever reason, he texts her nonstop. He's like, "Where are you? Who's there? When are you leaving? Are there guys there?" And so it's gotten to the point where she doesn't really even come out anymore. And if she does, she's not even really present because her phone never stops buzzing. But I said nothing. And then I stopped hearing from her for maybe it was 4 or 5 weeks. And I get a call me now. So I'm nervous. I call her back and she says, "I'm engaged." And I don't know what happened to me, but instead of screaming and congratulating her, I panicked and I just started having just words vomiting out of my mouth. And I was like, "He's controlling. It scares me that he's changing you. I worry that you don't spend time with your friends." I just couldn't stand the idea of her marrying someone who's clearly, transparently trying to isolate her from everyone. It's like textbook. And then, so I say these things, and she's silent. And then she said, when she finally responded, she was like, "I can't believe that was your response to my engagement. And it ruined the moment." And that she said something to the effect if I really cared, I would have just been happy for her. Oh. And so now, after I think it's been a 19-year friendship, she's not really talking to me at all. And at the same time, how am I supposed to stand by and let this person who I say I love and is my best friend get married to this guy when every instinct I have is screaming that he's bad? And I guess so the reason I called in is because I just don't know if I'm just being a jerk for being honest, or should I just stay silent?
You can't really pose the question, was I the jerk or am I being the jerk for being honest? The real question is, am I being the jerk for choosing when she is announcing her engagement to me, then to say I hate this guy? Because your timing is really the conversation, I would say.
Oh, you think so?
That is terrible timing to have that conversation.
That's interesting. Okay, that's a different perspective.
We could pose two questions. A, were you being the jerk for being honest about how you don't like this guy and giving the reasons? B, also the timing, because maybe the answer is different for people. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I guess I've been in this situation before, and I wish my friends would have just gotten together and done an intervention at the very, at the start. I might not have listened to them, but
right.
Maybe it would have planted a seed in my head. So maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong for saying something. Maybe it makes me look jealous because I waited so long.
I think it's one of those where you read the room. Your friend called. Yes, in an excited tone, so happy to share this news with you. And right away, you're just pulling her down. Yes, you might not like that guy, but was that the time to say that to her? Or could you said, oh my, I'm so excited for you, pumped her up, then say, we should get together. And then you kind of, hey, I am happy that you're happy, but are you really happy? Because to me, he seems controlling, jealous. I think it was bad timing. You didn't read the room. When I was pregnant, one of my really good friends who I don't even see anymore now, it's kind of because of this, I called to tell her I was pregnant. And I mean, have there been some times in my past where it's like, oh my God, my period's late. I hope I'm not pregnant. And that was like a different time in my life where I think females have been through that, where it's like, you don't want to get pregnant then. But now I am at a happy place in my life where I was happy I was pregnant. And she was just asking really garbage questions. She didn't pick up on the fact that I was happy about the pregnancy. And
yes, I do believe that this is a child will be here for the next many years. Yes. Oh God, that's so uncomfortable. So you had to correct her, obviously.
Yeah, I had to correct her. And then, but that's like, it was bad timing. Like you, in my voice, you should have been able to hear me like, oh my God, Steve and I are having a baby. Like, I'm happy. And that's how this friend, you should have heard her happy tone.
So I do think you were a jerk to say it when you said it. I do. I don't know when the better time would have been. It's funny because you hear all the time about how like there'll be a breakup. A friend of yours or family member will go through a breakup or a divorce, and then comes the vomit of like, oh yeah, I never liked them because, and then you have this laundry list of reasons. And that person always says kind of the same thing. I kind of wish that you'd told me this before. Mm-hmm. And that's hard to do. But I feel like this is like the only thing that's worse than that. At any point, you could have brought some of these things up. You guys are best friends, supposedly, and you chose when she's so excited about this engagement. That's even worse than if they just broke up and you decided to spew it all over the place. Yes, a jerk.
Yeah, it's the timing of it. Even if you're not happy, fake it a little bit. Then bring it up to her at a later time.
Your am I the jerk votes. So friend says, oh my God, I'm engaged. And she says, oh, gross. And here's all the things I've always hated about the guy. Jerk, better way to have done it. 2, 3, 7, it's in the playoffs. So was that a jerk time to be like, oh, by the way, here's all the things I hate about this person when, and like, it's not a new relationship. She's been with the guy for a while, then is announcing her engagement. It looks like we all think that was terrible timing.
Yeah, someone said the response in the moment is a jerk move. Before or after, both would have been fine. Someone said she's half the jerk. If your best friend is slowly disappearing because her boyfriend is controlling, someone does have to say something. That's what a real friend would do. But the timing, it wasn't perfect. But neither is getting engaged to someone who won't ever let you breathe.
So I think that it's good that you want to share true feelings with your friend, but I think universally everybody thinks the timing was crap. Do you think that you could circle back and kind of apologize for that being the time that you unleash that? Or
I mean, I'd like to say yes. I just think this dude is real bad. I don't know that I can stay quiet, but I also don't want her alone in it. I don't know. It's very complicated.
You're in a tricky one, and I don't actually know what the right move is now with what you've dug, because it sounds like what you'd be doing is circling back just to double down on what you said, which probably isn't a real apology.
Well, someone did say she's a jerk for saying it when she said it with her friend announcing the engagement, but I do understand the friend's concern. I came out of a very controlling, abusive relationship, and I always thought I wish someone would have said something sooner, but I don't think I would have heard them because he was already controlling my thoughts. The best thing you can do for her now is just be there and support her. Hopefully he changes and becomes a better man, but she's going to need a net if it falls apart, and have a real conversation with her about your concerns, but you need to be nice about that conversation.
Of course. If you're excited, I'm excited. I just really hate the person. You know, I will say this, though. That's probably going to be one less bridal party you're going to have to be in. I don't think you'll be invited to that one.
They've been friends for a super long time. You need to kind of patch this up.
But you also just talked some crap about her fiance, so I don't think you'll be in that bridal party. You save some money, at least.
Apologize. You need to be there for her. Support her.
I'm all about the silver linings, Amy Kay.
Is that a silver lining, not being a part of her friend's wedding?
Yep. That's what we're going to hang on to, I think.
Coming up next.